Welcome everyone to this brand spotlight with Roswell and Hat Heaven, where we're going to be talking about how Hat Heaven achieved 4 times more spending from their loyalty members. I'm Hannah, Senior Agency Partner Manager at Loyalty Lion. We're a customer loyalty and engagement platform for fast growth e-com retailers. We help brands increase AOV, purchase frequency, and customer lifetime value, and also help them succeed in the age of Amazon. Today, I'm joined by Neha, MD, and Emily, Vice President of Retention Marketing from Roswell, a full-service e-com agency, Shopify Plus partner agency, as well as Brian from Hat Heaven, one of their long-standing clients. So welcome everyone to the call. Neha, do you want to kick off and give us a quick intro to Roswell and what you guys do?
Absolutely. Thank you, Hannah, for inviting us to be on this webinar today. Super excited to discuss what we do here at Roswell and how we've been effective at helping Brian to build his business over at hatheaven.com. So the talk of today is loyalty, the name of the game, the second sale. You bring all the traffic to your site, and then it's important that you capture that information so that you can retarget them and thus not pay for the same set of eyes twice. Brian came to us in 2017. He had a couple of brick and mortar locations in the Bronx and was looking to take his business to the next level by creating a D2C experience online. We talked back and forth and got to work. And in the middle of 2018, we launched Hat Heaven. The first month, he did about $500. I can guarantee you that he's doing a lot more than that now on a monthly basis. We were able to build a partnership and forge it to a point where I like to think, and Brian could talk a little bit about it more, we're essentially his in-house team for everything that we're going to be talking about in terms of what we work on with him, from support, maintenance, and enhancements to full suite of retention marketing strategies. And that hand-in-hand relationship with focus, not just on how can we optimize the site from conversion rate standpoint, but also optimize the site from a retention marketing element so that when the traffic does come to the site, are we being timely? Are we being relevant? Are we providing value for a reason why customers want to come back to Hat Heaven instead of the numerous number of competitors that are out there, inclusive of Amazon. And that's really what we want to dig into today is how we were able to partner with Hat Heaven and how Hat Heaven was able to partner with Roswell to be able to accomplish that significant growth, not just on a top of funnel level, but mid funnel, and directly using loyalty as a driver for that effect.
What an amazing introduction. That was awesome. I want to ask firstly to Brian about the challenges. So what were the main challenges that Hat Heaven as a brand was facing before you were working with Loyalty Lion?
So we just really wanted to stand out and be differentiated between all the different hat stores out there. I mean, if you visit one, you've probably seen them all. You know, it's very standard. And pretty much they offer very similar products with no real difference between them, you know, because customers, they don't tend to buy just one hat, you know, they buy many and collect them. And so loyalty is built into the hat culture right from the get-go. And we really wanted to capitalize on that. But at the same time, the loyalty has to offer a fair incentive for both the customer and the merchant. So yeah, but because I come from small business, you know, I grew up in that kind of setting, and it's always the same thing, you know, for small business, there's no one in front of you at checkout and there's no one behind you. So you're pretty happy for the no wait. So you have like a minute to talk with the customers. You might not know their name, but you know, you just recognize them by face or whatever. And there's a small interaction, and that's something that's lost in e-commerce. And after being in retail for so long, when we launched Hat Heaven, I really wanted to capture that small business, you know, aesthetic and that appeal. And Loyalty Line offered that, and it was great. Because like I said, there's, you know, most of the time in e-commerce, it's just wham, bam, goodbye, thank you for your money. But with Loyalty Line, you know, there's customer appreciation, you know, and that keeps customers coming back. It's not just, hey, like we'll just email you once we have something new. It's a constant, relationship building with Loyalty Line, and that's something that I really liked.
Definitely important to build those emotional connections with customers so it doesn't feel so transactional, right?
Yeah.
So even you're remembering the customers that first shop from you right at the very start. They don't just feel like a number, they feel nurtured. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'd love to now hear from Emily about the solutions and the results. So how did working with Loyalty Line solve the problem? What did Roswell implement? And what results did Hat Heaven see?
Building a rewards program can be really daunting at first. So we wanted to come up with a solution that was fair for, that was exciting for Brian's customers, but also fair for the brand as well. So coming up with a program through Loyalty Line allows us a lot of flexibility and allows us to engineer a program that is really fun. And I have some stats to share, if it's okay if I share my screen, Hannah.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead. Love to see them.
Great. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. So we built the Hat Heaven MVP Club for Hat Heaven's most loyal customers. And we've seen 31,000 new program members, 54,000 rewards activities performed on site. And because we have integrated the rewards program in so many places on site, it makes it so easy to interact with the program. So not only is there a rewards program explainer page, but we also have a little icon in the header that allows you to easily see switches to showing your points when you are logged in. You can also go to the account page and see your points there, see your status there, what tier level you're on. You can also easily redeem points at checkout because of a little reward slider bar, making it super fast and fun to redeem.
That's like also really good for obviously that's program visibility, right? So customers can navigate to the program anywhere on site. It's not hidden. So it helps them increase engagement too, right?
Oh, so much, yes. And so many people, I feel like, launch a rewards program, a lot of brands who maybe aren't working with an agency or just don't know all best practices, and they kind of just set it up and forget it. But really, you want to have as many touch points as possible so that it's front and center for your for your customers at all times. Another way we did that was by integrating with Loyalty Line with Attentive and Klaviyo. So we utilize Klaviyo for email and Attentive for SMS. And we have all sorts of customer journeys built within both platforms and reminders within both platforms, and also smart banners in Klaviyo that remind customers of how many points they have, et cetera. And we've seen 20% increase in rewards redemption rate, 27% rewards redemption rate, which is really incredible. And a 5.7% of site revenue comes from purchases with rewards redemptions. So people really love those rewards and they want to use them, and they do.
I think engaging at every touch point in that customer life cycle is super important, because that way you're really influencing the shopper behavior. And that's the number one way to increase customer lifetime value.
Definitely. And then we've also seen a 238% increase or a higher average number of purchases for rewards members. So people who are engaging with the rewards program are coming back and buying again and again. And 315% more redeeming members spend 315% more on average. So they're also spending a lot more on site, which is really cool.
Those are honestly amazing results, and you guys have done such an incredible job there. So congrats.
Thanks. Just generally, everybody's enjoying the program. Brian, I don't know if you hear feedback from your customers about the program, but everybody seems to be enjoying the program and engaging with it at a high level.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Whenever whenever people bring up Hat Heaven's loyalty program, they always attach the phrase "the best loyalty the best rewards program out there." If you're into hats, and honestly, obviously I agree, but yeah, I really don't see any other stores in my industry doing that. So yeah, it's really important for us.
From a financial perspective, Hannah and Brian, I'd be, one thing that we try and do, and I'd love for you to validate that, Brian, is that we want to make sure that the points per action that we award, our team actually goes in to make sure that we analyze average order value, number of purchases, and things of that nature, so that we're using some sort of scientific and numerical algorithm to be able to create how many points per action should be awarded, so that we're not cannibalizing average order value and lifetime value in the long run. We're actually enabling it and actually increasing it by the same sort of science and methodology that airlines miles programs work. You have to believe that the airlines miles programs are there to increase their top line and bottom line, not necessarily just to keep customers loyal. So I'd love to be able to, validate that that's what you're experiencing right now, is that average order value, lifetime value is also increasing in accordance with the enjoyment that your customers are getting from the rewards program.
Well, yeah, for sure. I'll be honest, as a business owner, when you're telling me to, essentially give up some of our revenue, I'm going to be a little tight-fisted, but over time, or not even over time, immediately you just start seeing results. Customers really do appreciate it. I think that's what's lost on a lot of small business owners, is that it's just not cold hard numbers. There is something to be said about showing your customers that, hey, we see you, thank you for coming back. Here's here's a reward that you can use next time. And because you're such a good customer, you'll get the discount a little bit, you'll get a better price than the other person, since, we know you and you've come here so many times. So it's definitely, like you said, it's not cannibalizing our revenue. If anything, it's just enhancing it.
No, that's so good to hear. It's great to hear that it's working across the board. I'd love to hear from you, Nihal, why you actually referred Loyalty Line to Hat Heaven in the first place.
Absolutely. We knew that we needed to recommend a platform that would work, along with ensuring that it plays well with the other components in the tech stack that we have recommended. Emily talked a little bit earlier about Klaviyo and Attentive. Loyalty Line's out-of-the-box integrations made it one of the most logical options, not only being one of the best-in-class platforms for rewards and loyalty in not just the Shopify ecosystem, but the ecosystem of e-commerce as a whole. And we wanted to make sure that it was flexible enough to be able to provide Brian's customer base with the sort of user experience that they've come to experience with the Hat Heaven brand. We look at loyalty and rewards at Roswell in a certain lens. If you're looking at Amazon as a sales channel, that's fine. But you also have to understand that Amazon is not just a sales channel, it is your largest competitor. And everybody knows that, but why? Well, you have to look at Amazon as being the world's largest vending machine. Ultimately, you can get whatever you want, whenever you want from Amazon. And if you try to beat them when it comes to deliverability, price, variety, you will lose every single time. And even if you do start winning a little bit, Amazon's going to understand what you're doing, and they're going to try to recreate your success on their own and undercut you. That's just smart business on their end, because they have the marketplace and the demand to be able to leverage that in their own benefit, not to mention all the first-party data that they keep that you do not get. So how are you going to beat Amazon? Over 50% of internet searches start on Amazon. It's a behemoth. It is the true Goliath of our generation. And the way to do that is through loyalty. You need to create a one-to-one connection. Why do customers want to shop directly with you? Why do I, spend an extra $50 to $100 on a flight? Because I'm going to be getting points that I can redeem in the future. And that, again, talks about how we're not cannibalizing revenue. And bringing it back to why Loyalty Line, because ultimately, when you're looking at a loyalty program, you want to make sure that you can generate ROI as quickly as possible. Loyalty Line made it very simple for us to put together a program that, again, speaks to the Hat Heaven customer base, ease of flexibility of integrating and getting it live, and then the ability to be able to optimize the program iteratively over time to make sure that you're constantly paying attention to the customer cues that are going to help drive loyalty, not just within your current customer base, but again, through all of their friends who tell a friend who tell a friend, and that causes the waterfall of the loyalty program's effect that, we like to think has positively impacted that Hat Heaven brand.
Definitely having that referral functionality helps. I think referring friends, really cost-effective way to acquire new customers. Emily, you spoke a little bit earlier about the results from Klaviyo emails and attentive text and like the data. Did that have anything to do with the referral as well to Hat Heaven?
Yes, 100%. One of the most amazing things about Loyalty Lion are all the data, and we geek out on this, but all the data that passes through to the platforms that we work with, that we recommend. And so there are all these metrics passing through to Klaviyo, all these metrics passing through to Attentive, and that allows us so much flexibility to be able to build what we want, how we want in those platforms. So we can send out all of our emails about loyalty from Klaviyo, and they can have a ton of personalized data in them. We can send out tier upgrade emails, emails that you have enough points to redeem a specific reward. Same thing in Attentive. We can pass all that data to Attentive, and we can do kind of similar experiences within there as well. Obviously, a little more condensed in messaging. So it has allowed us to create a program that is really beautiful on the back end as well as at the front end.
It's all about the data, isn't it?
It is.
Great to hear. And Brian, I'd love to ask you what your favorite thing is about working with Loyalty Lion.
For sure, it's the ease of customization easily, and the degree in which you can do everything you want to do in Loyalty Line. I mean, for myself, I do a lot of online shopping myself personally, and I sign up for all the loyalty programs. And once you start signing up for a lot of them, you notice that a lot of them they look the same, they function the same, and you really get a cookie cutter experience. And that's something I didn't want for Hat Heaven. And fortunately, Loyalty Line, there's so much customization, because in the end, online shopping, it's a very superficial experience. No matter what like beautiful algorithms are going on in the background, the customer is, they're consuming the product on the screen. And Loyalty Line really helped us make our rewards program on brand with our typeface, with our colorways. And so it made us not seem lazy, with what we were doing with the loyalty program. And, for other merchants, whether they're truly being lazy or not, is what the customer is feeling at that point. So I really feel like Loyalty Line really let us express to our customers, hey, like, we really care about your rewards point. And trust me, our customers really love their rewards points. So yeah, that's probably my favorite thing about Loyalty Line.
Definitely want to be nurturing your customers and making them feel valued. And if you can do that through your loyalty program, so win-win, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we've heard about what you have done, but I'd love to hear about what's in store for Hat Heaven's retention strategy going forward. So what's on the roadmap?
Yeah, another thing I love about Loyalty Line is it's constantly evolving, and it's so adaptable to almost any tech stack you can have out there. One example is we recently started a wish list function on our website, and fortunately, Loyalty Line is able to use that to reward customers. Wish lists for our store work a little differently than your typical web shop, because we have so many products that will sell out that people will come like a day or two late and they'll still want it, but they have no way of knowing, well, easily, without pressing F5 every minute, they have no way of like really knowing when it's back in stock. So wish lists give them a good, you know, a good avenue of keeping track of, hey, like we just got this, we just got this hat you're keeping an eye on back in stock. And Loyalty Line rewards points for that, using that feature. So
Getting people to engage in a different way.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to just improve their user experience. So in the long run, and they're also going to get some bonus points for starting a wish list from the get-go. So double benefit.
And then you're also incentivizing customers for like a non-transactional activity. So they're like building their affinity with the brand, even when they're not purchasing. And then that helps Hat Heaven remain really front of mind, because they're going to go back to their wish list and they're going to want to go back to the website, which is what you want. Well, that's actually all we've got time for today. But it does actually sound like a really exciting time for everyone involved. Can't wait to see what you do next. Thanks so much for speaking with me on this session. Really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone who watched this session found it super valuable. If you want to connect with Roswell, you can head over to our sponsor section and chat to them, or find their details at their virtual booth. And next up, we'll be hearing from leading email and SMS partner Klaviyo, who will be sharing about how to build a loyal customer base through lifecycle marketing. So bye from us.
Thank you.